This video is for all the newbies out there. I'm gonna show you everything that you need to get a good pre-dive routine going, from rigging up your BCD and regulators to strapping on your accessories before you jump in the water for the first time. Let's dive in. So one of the first things that I like to do before I start rigging up my kit, and this doesn't matter if I'm diving at a site or rigging up on a boat, I've rigged up on empty tanks enough times that I hate having to redo my work. So the first thing I'm gonna do is gauge my tank. This one's got about 2,000 PSI in it, bleed it off. And then you're gonna go straight into putting your BCD on. So this is my X-Deep Zen Deluxe. I'm just gonna slide it down over the tank. And my instructor, John Kimberly from Desert Reef in Midland, Texas, taught me this to remember: air to hair. So whichever way the air comes out of the valve, you want that pointing at the back of your head. So slide it down. You're gonna find what's comfortable for you as far as tank height goes and where to set your cam bands. You just don't want it you don't want your valve in your first stage hitting you in the back of the head. Once you get comfortable with it, you'll know exactly where to go. Tighten down both your cam bands. Depending on the system you have, you might only have one cam band. Then you're gonna need to rig up your regulator set. So just remember this: your right side is always gonna have both of your regulators, your second stage and your octo. And then on your left side, you're gonna have your low pressure inflator hose and you're gonna have your SPG. Remember, regulators on right. You're gonna slip it down. Make sure that whenever you press your first stage into that valve, get it flush. You don't want it setting crooked or you won't get a good seal on there. And it will tighten down still, you just won't get a good seal. So tighten down, and before you open up your tank valve, go ahead and take your low pressure inflator hose, run it through however your rigging is, run it through and connect it to your inflator. Mine just pushes on there like that. Go ahead and open up your valve. I like to crack it really slowly at first, and you'll usually hear it go just like that. So now I'm looking at my regulator, still have just over 2,000 pounds, about 2,100 pounds. Of course, if you got this tank at 2,100 pounds when you're on a dive boat, you'd want to say something to somebody. This is sitting around empty because we got done diving. All right, you want to take one of your second stages, watch your valve and take 2 to 3 big breaths and watch your gauge. Make sure that that doesn't dip down. Tastes like fun. Then you're gonna wanna secure everything. I always like to take my primary, throw it up over the front. Please clip off your octos somewhere. Do not be swimming around, diving around all over the reef with your octo just dangling, and the same thing with your SPG. So there's a few ways that you can secure it. You can clip it off to a D-ring. I always like to have a little clip on my second stage. And then you're gonna wanna also secure your SPG on the other side. You should have D-rings or somewhere to connect on both sides. Now is the time when you want to go ahead and put your weights. Don't put your weights in before, because then your BCD is gonna be all heavy. It's gonna be hard to get sat just right on there. And then you're gonna start clipping off. Your DSMB is gonna preferably clip somewhere on your back right side, or maybe right under your tank. Show you guys a little trick that we use for our fins. I like to jump in the water without my fins on and put them on in the water. So I made these little fin straps. It's just 1-inch webbing. They've got a buckle on there and then a bolt snap. And I'll clip those right off to the right side of my chest. And then you'll get your flashlight and your camera, clip it off on the other side. So that's it, you're all rigged up. All you need to do is defog your mask, do your buddy check, which is gonna be in another video. Like I said, we all started out as new divers. Nobody on that boat's gonna be looking at you, judging what you're doing. If anything, they're probably gonna come up and try to help. I know that I would. But what you're trying to do, what you wanna do is get a routine going that you do every single time that puts you in the zone to get out there and have fun. Hey, we wanna know what you think, so drop your thoughts and your questions in the comments. Want my suggestion on what to watch next? Check this one out right here. If you're new to the channel, here's something awesome. We had real treasure underwater. We call it the hunt. If you find one of our coins, you win actual high-end dive gear from brands that we trust. You can find all the clues right here on the channel. The hunt is on.